If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture on gate measurement series. So today we will be solving again 5 questions starting from question number 51, 52, 53, 54 and then 55. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, if you see question number 51, what they are asking, a DC potentiometer is designed to measure up to 2 volt with a slide wire of 800. A standard EMF 1.8 obtains balance at 600. The test cell is also seen to obtain at 680 the EMF of the test cell. So this question we have already done, repeat question. So you can see questions are repeating also. So for it is simple unitary method. I told you for 600 meter it is showing 1.18. For 680 meter how much it will show? So it is 1.18 into 680 divided by 600, which was 1.34. That is your option B. For 600 it is 1. For 1 it is how much? For 680 it is how much? So simple unitary method. So a repeat question. Next, if you come to 52, if the setup of the figure in the figure is used to measure the resistance R. The ammeter voltmeter resistances are given respectively. The readings are 2 ampere and 180 volt respectively, giving the measured resistance of 90 ohm. The percentage error in the measurement. Now here you can see the voltmeter is measuring, okay, whatever voltage is coming across this R, it is measuring that, but the ammeter is measuring this current plus this current, because some current will flow through this because it has some resistance also 2000. So this ammeter current is actually the sum of this current plus this current. This is, suppose this is IR current and this is IV current and this is suppose I ammeter current. So your ammeter current is the sum of these two. Voltage, okay, it is getting whatever IR into R it is getting, whatever current is flowing through it. But the current is ampere, current ammeter is sensing more current than that is passing through R. So your IA is equal to IR plus IV. So you can apply this one. So what is your IA? IA is equal to 2. What is your IR? IR is, it is getting 180 volts, 180 divided by R plus 180 divided by that IV 2000. So if you solve from here, you will get R is equal to, so this is the actual R resistance, that is 94.24. Now they are asking the percentage error in the measurement. So percentage error means, so you can say your measurement is, they are not asking plus minus, so because your measurement is lower now, 90, it is a negative. So you can think it is always calculated on true value. So your error will be equal to measured minus actual. Measured is 90 minus actual is 94.24 divided by actual, that is 94.24. So it is around minus 4.45%. So they are not interested about plus minus, only percentage they want to find. That is your option C. This type of setup can also be in different way. Ammeter can be, voltmeter can be connected in this way also, this question. Instead of connecting voltmeter, they can connect voltmeter in this way. In that case your voltmeter will be wrong because it will be measuring this voltage plus this voltage. Then we will start in that. Ammeter will be measuring the same current, but the voltage measurement will be different in that case. This voltage plus this voltage. VB is equal to VR plus VA. We will start with in that way, if the question had been that question. Now if you come to 53, a strain gauge forms the arms of a bridge shown in here, Houston bridge type, and then nominal resistance without any load is, this is given, normal resistance 300. Other bridge resistances are this. The maximum permissible current through this strain gauge is this much. During the certain measurement, when the bridge is excited, maximum permissible voltage is excited by the maximum permissible. So maximum permissible voltage we will calculate using 20 milliampere, so that in normal cases it should not exceed 20 milliampere. Let us calculate at that time what is the voltage, because otherwise it is what you are doing, the voltage, the strain gauge is resistance is increased by, because you are increasing, so obviously next, if you increase the resistance, current will decrease. So maximum current will occur when it is at lowest value, that is 300. So the output voltage V0 in millivolts. So when it is at lowest value, that is maximum current is flowing through it, that is 20 milliampere. We can calculate for that what is the maximum input I can give. So if it is 20, if it is 300, 300, everything is in 300, 300. So you have only 2 branches. So this parallel branch is 300 into 300. So your voltage will be, because all are 300, no current will flow through this branch you can neglect in normal case. So you can see this voltage. So this current is flowing through, this is a parallel branch, this is another, nothing is connected between these two if all are equal, if it is at balance, that is in normal condition. All 300, it is also 300. So your voltage will be 300 plus 300 multiplied by this current, this branch current. This branch current is given 20 milliampere. So what is the normal case? Your VI, that is VI max. Why it is maximum? Because in next case it is increasing. It is increasing means already current is decreasing. So maximum current will occur when it is minimum resistance. So minimum resistance is 300. So we are calculating for that what is the voltage we can give. So we can give that much voltage only. So VI max will be equal to 300 plus 300 multiplied by your 20 milliampere. You can think this circuit of this fashion: 300, 300, one parallel, another 300, 300, this parallel. So this current you know. So this voltage will be equal to this voltage VI. That's what we are doing. So if you solve it, you will find it is 12 volt. So once you know your VI is 12 volt, now if it is increased by 1% means 300 will be, RS will be equal to 300 plus 1% of 300. So how much it is? Into 1%. 1% of 300 is 3, so that is 303. So this is 303, this is now 300, 300, this is 300. So you need to find the voltage difference between these two. Now there is a voltage between, which side is plus, this side they have given plus, this side minus. So what is the voltage here? You can apply voltage division, you can find voltage here. You can find voltage here. Difference this between these two voltages is the voltage, voltmeter that it will sense. So what is the voltage here? So you can see, suppose it is A, this is B. So VAB is equal to VA minus VB. What is VA? VA is equal to this voltage, your 12 volt is divided into 3 parts, 300 by 300 plus 300. Minus your 12 volt is divided into 2 part again, 303 divided by 300 plus 300. You will find it exactly 29.85. If you solve it, you will find it 29.85 millivolt. Be careful, they are asking in millivolt. You will get is 0.029 something of this one. So in volt, if you millivolt, if you convert it is 29.85. Next, if you come to this, R1, R4 are the opposite arms of the Wheatstone bridge, and R3, R2. The source voltage applies R1, R2. So now you know these are the branches, 4 branches. So they are saying R1 here, R4 here, and R2, R3. So what they are asking, the source voltage is applied across R1 and R3, R1 across R3. So their source voltage they have applied. So there is no issue, whatever voltage is applied. If it is a bridge circuit, you know this into this opposite product should be equal to same. So this should be equal to same at balance condition. R1, R4 should be equal to however way it connected. If it is a bridge circuit, you are connecting opposite vertices. That means you are making a bridge, so opposite resistance product should be equal. That you can remember. So from here you can see your R1, everywhere R1. So R1 equal to R2, R3 by R4. That is your option B. Now if you come to 55, suppose the resistances are such that R1, R2 are connected in parallel to give a equivalent resistance R. This we have done. The tolerance of 1%, the equivalent resistance R 300, 200 will have a tolerance. So we have done this one in errors and measurement. So these are parallel. So R is equal to R1, R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So what I told you to take logarithm on both sides. So it is log R, it is log R1 plus log R2 minus log R1 plus R2. Here these minus we will keep it in extreme case. That also I have explained why it will be. If had it been separate X, Y, Z, then all will be extreme case. All would have been plus. I will explain, but in earlier I have explained in detail. But here it is minus. Why? Because if it is positive, it is these two will also remain positive. You can see if you differentiate it, it will be dr by r, dl r1 by r1, dr2 by r2 minus dr1 plus dr2 divided by r1 plus r2. So because this if you take plus this you take, so these two remain same. So it remains at minus. Otherwise, this can be plus, this can be plus, this can be minus also in normal X, Y, Z variable. In that case, extreme case, we take all positive. You can check that earlier videos. So what is there? What is your R normal cases? Your R should have been 300 into 200 divided by 300 plus 200, 120. So your dr by r, no need also. You need in percentage also. So no need to calculate, because ultimately you will be needing dr by r into 100. In terms of percentage they are asking. Okay, what is dr1? dr1 is the 3, 1% of this one divided by r is 300. R2, 1% is 2 divided by 200, and it is 3 plus 2 divided by 500. So if you do this one, I think you will get it 1%, 0.01 actually. So dr by r is 0.01. So in terms of percentage, you multiply by 100. 0.01 into 100, that is 1%. That is your option B. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.